Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's John and Jenna with Flippin' Ain't Easy. Hopefully you guys had a good week. I think we had a solid week in sales. I think from Sunday through today, if I was to cut off today at, with the sales we have today, we'd be at about 475 per day average sales for the main account. And then the secondary account, I'm going to do a video on that because it's just with daily focus on that account versus, well, when I get to it kind of thing has really paid off in sales. That account's been very solid this week too, like about $100 to $150 a day. I think it's already at 90 something dollars today. So constantly working with that account and working the main account as well. Have that account close to about 250. The main's about like 213 now as we speak. So getting more listings up. And I think a lot of that is just focusing more throughout my day of getting things done versus just screwing around. If I'm being honest with you guys, like I always am, I think part of it is just time accountability, right? So that's what we got going on today. But what we're doing today is we're going to start off the conversation with something that I came across. Didn't even know about it, to be honest with you. We talked about Poshmark a few weeks ago, how they had rolled out a plan for buyers and sellers to essentially split the shared cost of selling an item. So what was it, 6.5% or 6% for the buyer, 6% for the seller, something like that. And, depending on how much the item sells for, it's the seller, the seller pays like $1, $2, or $3 on top of that. And it was just changed effective yesterday. It was announced on, I believe, Monday, and I didn't catch it until today. Check it. And this is per a couple sites, e-commerce bites and valueaddedresource.net. So Liz wrote an article on that, and I'll share it with you here.
Did you say Liz, like you know her?
Yeah, she's reached out to me before a couple times about some things, surveys and stuff.
Not personally.
Yes, she has.
No.
Liz, I'm just saying, I know Liz watches the show. So look, it ain't that big of a deal. I'm just telling you that she has reached out about some surveys for some sites that support sellers and that type of thing. But according to the article here, and we're not going to read the whole thing, but Poshmark is returning to the original fee structure starting today after massive pushback on a new policy that splits fees between buyers and seller. But while sellers are being given the opportunity or are given the opportunity to get rebates on some fees, buyers are told that they're out of luck for fees they paid during the approximately 3-week fees that were in place. And so I guess the CEO of Poshmark reached out to buyers and sellers, I guess, and advised sellers would be eligible for rebates to help account for the fact it might take time for them to edit listings and readjust prices if needed to account for fees on the seller side, reverting back to 20%. We're offering a rebate to give you time to adapt your listings and pricing strategies. We will issue a rebate for the difference in seller fees on listings created or edited during the fee change period and sold via Buy It Now from October 24th through the weekend until the 27th. Yeah. So this coming weekend. Fortunately, no real acknowledgement was given for how the changes impacted buyers on the marketplace. Buyers have since taken to Reddit, sharing their responses they've received from Poshmark when inquiring about the possibility of rebates or credits or fees paid during that time. So you got a lot of buyers who are upset about this because sellers are getting taken care of. They're getting their rebate on their fees, but the buyers who paid what was like 6% are left holding the bag. Now, depending on how much you buy on the platform, that could really add up, right? If you're buying a bunch of things, that could equate to, in some cases, hundreds of dollars, depending on how big of a buyer you are. So I can understand why they would be upset, and it's just not. I gotta say, look, it's fine that Poshmark is, they're taking steps to try to attract they're trying to track business. And I don't know if this is the change that they made 3 weeks ago is to attract sellers. Maybe they had a lot of buyers on the platform. Now let's get some more sellers on here. Let's make it more attractive. And then they made the change, and then buyers, maybe the activity was, maybe they're selling less items on the platform. There's a reaction to something. I know that. And of course, feedback. But most of these companies, they will react to financial losses before they react to just basic upset customers. If they're making money, if they're losing money, they're going to listen. If they're making money, they don't listen. And that's just the way companies are. So I really believe, without having any data in front of me, that this was a reaction to, oh crap, like the last 2 or 3 weeks, people aren't buying as much on the platform. And it's a lot like the change that was made earlier this year with Mercari, where they made that change where just the buyers are paying the fees and sellers don't have any fees at all. And I got to tell you, since that change, we haven't sold a whole lot on Mercari. It's been kind of crickets.
We haven't sold anything.
We've sold, I think, 1 or 2 items since that. And it was really right after it. And we're kind of wondering if it was those people who didn't even realize that they had paid the fee. So eBay is in the conversation because they haven't made any changes on that front, but they did announce a little while back that they were going to do a test run of buyer fees on the UK platform. Unfortunately, our friends out there in the UK are sort of the guinea pig for possible changes. They're the finger in the air to see which way the wind's blowing. And I got to tell you, eBay might want to reconsider that. And I think what this all is, you're getting a loss on both sides, buyers and sellers. There's just not as much activity. Maybe because they're comparing data from, say, 2020, 2021. The market isn't as hot right now for items being sold on any platforms, for that matter. I could just imagine, you could say, well, Whatnot maybe, but that's a growing platform. I could just imagine how hot Whatnot would be right now if right now was 2020 and we were all stuck at home and buying things. And
Whatnot is very hot.
It is hot, but it would be even hotter if we had the kind of climate we had back in 2020. So you have a lot of these platforms. It's almost like they're scrambling. They're trying to figure out the best course of action. And for me, it's always been, how can you produce volume? Forget the fees for a minute. Leave the fee structures alone. How do you get more people on the platform to buy and or sell? And I think it's word of mouth. I really do. People are hurting for money. So look, we have 100-something yard sales that's going to be going on this weekend here in Vegas. Most of these people, they do, a lot of them, they put their stupid eBay signs up there. But if you promote how easy it is to list your goods, right, and how profitable it could be, you might get more sellers on the platform. And then on the flip side of that coin, if you're promoting more to let people know, you're going to get some really good deals on these platforms, whether you're eBay, Poshmark, or Mercari. People are trying to stretch their money as far as they can. And I've always thought of this 2024, the fourth quarter, as being an opportunity for these platforms to really take market share away from, your Best Buys, your big box stores, Walmarts, Targets, and really find a way to get value, more money, more goods for your money, whether you're just buying it for personal or for gifts in Q4. And I just don't see that. I think they're looking at it as a fee game instead of an advertising or product awareness game, and getting there's money involved that you have to spend, but sometimes, and you guys know this, as sellers on the platform, you got to spend money, invest money into your product if you want to grow. And it's kind of hard to grow if you're not willing to spend the money. And I think it's all about money, but making money, but not willing to spend the money, from what I'm seeing here. So want to know what you guys think about that. But Poshmark is rolling back to the way it was 3 weeks ago, 20% for sellers without any crazy $1, $2, $3 here. And that's effective as of yesterday. So if you're selling on Poshmark and didn't hear the news, and you've adjusted your prices for the new structure, well, adjust it back because you're going to be losing 20% on the sale. So just make sure
I can't believe it was only 3 weeks and they made a change.
It's almost, when you're making changes that fast, it feels panicky, we need to adjust. Mercari's made a move and we need to do the same. So they make a quasi adjustment and then they real quick move back. And anytime you're making fast, businesses don't make fast decisions like that. Usually there's a lot of analyzing of data. 3 weeks is a small, set of data that they have to analyze. I would expect this kind of move, say 3-6 months out.
Yeah.
Not 3 weeks out, because we're talking 3 weeks out. Well, that's when they announced it. Well, then they were having this discussion a couple weeks in. It's like hardly any data to go off of. It's like you making a change to your business off of a week or 2 weeks worth of eBay data. And nobody here recommends that. So, and if you do, you're kind of looked upon as, well, that's not enough data. You're kind of panicking here. Just chill, allow the market to take care of itself. Return to best practices and things will take care of itself. And that's kind of what I'm saying, that, of course, who am I? I'm just some guy who works out of his garage, but it's more, I think, about investing in your business, brand recognition, getting the word out to Gen Z, and, making people see how easy it is. It's a lot easier to sell on Poshmark than it is to man a yard sale throughout the day. At least that's my opinion. I've done yard sales.
Yeah, but people who do yard sales, they're not going to just hop on the bandwagon of selling online. They just aren't.
Well,
there's fees, there's shipping, that it's too much work. That you have to remember. Aside from our community, there's very lazy people in the world, and they don't want to do all that work.
But they're already putting in the work. They're putting in the work. They're putting in the work to get the comps. They're putting in the work to print out the little sheets that show how much this item sold on eBay 2 weeks ago. They're putting in all that work and printing out all these comps. They know how much the prices are, and they see that, I can sell this item for $30 on eBay, and they end up giving it away for 10 because they can't get that kind of price.
I agree with you 100%. However, I feel like they think, and their idea of what's easy and what's easier is throwing their stuff out in a yard sale on a table and printing out a couple of eBay sheets and saying, it's new. It's only been used 5 times.
It feels new, right?
Yeah.
So look, this is just us kind of bringing it to your attention. I'm sure many of you guys, check out Liz's site, valueaddedresource.net. Go check out Ina Steiner's site, e-commerce bites. Get in the habit, if you can, to look at reseller information like that. But if you can't, that's kind of why we make that the subject of the lives, to kind of just, of course, to start the conversation, but to also really talk about it, discuss it. And do these changes make you make changes to your business? And I'm thinking the answer would probably be yes, in how you're structuring your prices. If they came and eBay came tomorrow and said, look, we're giving you 10% off of all your seller fees, I would be more willing to come down a little bit on the price. Maybe 5%. I'm still going to try to make that extra 5% on the back end there and come down 5% and make that change work for me. And I think as sellers, we just need to be aware. And that's kind of why we're talking about it. We can't control any of this stuff, right? Don't let changes like this chase you away from the platform. These are all opportunities for you to get items in front of people who may not ever look at eBay. And that's why, we use TreeCat, but use whatever tool you want. But we use TreeCat because of all the features that they have to get our stuff out on Mercari and Poshmark. And that's something, if your sales are slow on eBay, that you might want to consider. But I'm very surprised we have Bearded Picker
Mhm.
is with us. He missed the show that we had on Monday for some reason. He just slept in or something.
He doesn't love us
I don't know.
as like we love him. So
I
it's fine.
will come to his defense here, because he has really been listing like a madman lately, and he's been putting in the work to get a lot of his stuff not only sourced but listed. I'll put it that way. Sourcing.
Well, now that
sourcing
Joni's up and at him, I'm pretty sure she's kicking him in the ass. Get this shit out of here.
Josh says, hello, John, Jen, and everyone. Thanks.
Hi,
That's my other
Josh.
co-host on the Profit Playbook podcast. And let me just say this, and I'm not going to give it away, but I have not been excited for an episode of the Profit Playbook podcast like I am for the one that's going to show tomorrow. Without spoiling really anything, well, I'll just tell you, it's a former eBay exec from ebay.co.uk. As recent as 2019. So there's a lot of good information there. And it was one where we spent an hour and a half instead of our usual hour. And we could have spent 3 or 4 hours, to be honest with you. And we're going to have them back. But just it's an episode. I normally don't rewatch the episodes, but this is one that I'm going to rewatch because it's just too much good information to absorb in one sitting.
Going to be a banger, as Josh would say.
It's a banger, but it's really it may require you to go back and go back and watch it again, because he might hit on some things that really you've not heard before or maybe focused on before, and it's really that good of information. So check it out tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, and I'm really excited for it. Mike Camparelli, he's still in Vegas. He was hanging out with us I did my bowling league last night, and so he was there. Archie was there, and then we kind of piddled around for a few hours in the casino.
Mm-hmm.
We pooled our money, like we all put in $20, and we ended up all winning $40 playing the machines. It was kind of fun.
I didn't win no $40.
I know, well, you helped. Mike says, hi, John and Jen and FA fam. Gee, I'm very early to check in today. I must be on Vegas time. Well, actually, I am. Been pleased with my limited sales as I'm on time away and have had 19.
You're up to 19.
That's awesome. And, we were talking, Mike came over on Wednesday, spent the day with us, and we went over to Red Rock, and we were talking about him selling time away and this, that, and he's been reaching out. And I think this is so important. And I think it speaks to it a little bit tomorrow on the episode on Profit Playbook, that just reaching out, being proactive with your buyer, especially if you're on time away, because people don't always see those banners that, hey, I'll be out, seller's out until this date. They're looking at the item. They might have tunnel vision, and they may be oblivious to the fact that it ain't getting shipped out right away. And he's been messaging his buyers, and everyone's been pretty cool with the idea that he ain't shipping it. He's not shipping it out till like Wednesday morning. So I think that's really good advice. Even if you're doing the little method that I use, maybe you don't use time away. Maybe you're setting it to like 5 days handling, 4 days, 3 days, that type of thing. You get a sale and you aren't mailing it out right away. It's good practice, I think, to reach out to the buyer and just thank them for buying from you. And we'll get this out to you on Wednesday, and it'll still get to you by the time eBay has said, because they're giving the buyer a window when that item is going to get there. Mike says, hi, Scott and Josh. How are you both? Looks like we have a PPP video only live. On topic, I'm glad that Posh and Mercari started fooling around with fee structures first. Now eBay is beta testing it in the UK. Hopefully by the time they think about initiating it in the US. And if you believe, I'm going to keep reading, but if you believe that eBay isn't looking at what Posh is doing, what these other platforms are doing, don't be mistaken. They are looking at their competition, and they are taking into account all these things. And it may be that they aren't going to make that change. I'm not saying that they aren't, but I would be very, very surprised if they went through with it next year. Mike says they learned from the Posh and Mercari results. That is a mistake, and do not do it here. Read to their interests are better served looking for other avenues of change that will not hurt the platform. Yeah. That's their main concern. They want to make sure that eBay is still, the go-to place for most people. They're really not interested in chasing people away. And I think
they can't afford to chase people away.
Really refreshing message tomorrow. I mean, so refreshing. This person, I'm not going to say his name, was very, very pro eBay. Considering,
don't give it all away.
It was a very positive pro eBay message, and it's really refreshing. But I'm teasing it. I want people to go and see it. I really do, because
let me just tell you, it's going to be a fabulous.
Yeah, it'll be good. It's going to be hard to beat that episode. Pitco, yesterday wasn't that good, but today was one day, only day of no sales. So I'm hoping the like button saves the day before midnight. Well, you got 24 hours. I know you're but then again, in all fairness, it's already tomorrow.
Yeah,
there. So
that's not really fair for us.
Vicky's with us. Hey everyone,
hi,
thanks for being here, Vicky. We have Christopher Nutter. Will miss tonight's show.
Oh man.
Well,
I hope you're okay and everything's great tonight.
Jackie Bleckner, hi all. Thanks for being here, Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
Brenda Smith, happy Friday, everyone. Thanks for being here, Brenda.
Happy Friday.
Yeah. Duncan, too hard to do it, John. I can't do it. What can't you do?
What can't you do?
I know
you can do it all. You can
you caught me off guard. You caught me off guard.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
It's right here. I've got to get it straightened. It's not plugged in because I was messing with my computer.
Of course you were.
So caught me off guard there. I was on the comments. That's very, very good. Callie Debs, hello John, Jen in chat.
Callie Debs.
Yeah, nice to see you, Callie Debs. Julie Henley, happy Friday, everyone. Best thing about Friday is the entire FA family.
Aw, thank you,
That's
Julie.
So nice of you. Thanks
sweet.
for saying that. Super fan Rhonda, Jovial Juggler says, hey, FA fam, happy Frankenstein Friday. Less than an eek Halloween. You mean to say less than an eek away? An eek till Halloween. So, yeah, I found out that
we're definitely not going to be home for Halloween.
No,
we're going to be bowling, but all of the teammates have kids, young kids. So they're all going to be trick-or-treating, and we're like, okay, well, I guess we'll go see a movie or something.
Yeah, but all the movies are like horror movies. You don't like those,
no.
So I guess who knows what we're going to do. We'll find out. Pitco, how's everyone's sales been this week? I'd say solid for us.
Pretty solid, I have to say. My crap store's not doing so crappy.
Coppercat, no sales today, so I'm hitting that like button. Last week got 2 sales before the show was over.
Nice. Okay, good.
Let's hope that happens again.
That giving to the whole community all day. Okay. Sorry, I'm sending it.
Okay. Tommy Z, hello, John and Jenna, my favorite reselling couple. Love the lives. Well, thank you.
Hello, Tommy.
Thank you for being here. Nice to see you. You're always consistent, and we love that. Let's see.
Andy Reno.
You guys have a lot of activity before we started. Andy, what about Silverhair? Larry Todd.
I
missed him.
And
then Andy Reno says, here we go.
Hi, Todd.
Nice
Hi, Andy.
You. Chastity.
Joe,
how did not the not first 24th though? That's kind of cool that you counted all that.
Chastity. Mike Gertis.
Duncan says, intro, I can't tell if there are more Johns or Jennas.
There's probably more Johns.
Mike Gertis says, nice intro. I'm pumped to list.
Nice.
Awesome. I got to tell you, I was in a pretty decent mood to list today, and I still am. I created our first, I don't want to say our first of 2024 variation listing on the secondary account. Now, look, there's certain rules that eBay has in place, and some of them, it's like, jaywalking across the street. The cop's not going to pull you over, right? There's other rules like robbing a bank. You're probably going to get a little police activity. So what I'm doing with variations, it's not robbing a bank, but it's kind of like jaywalking, right? Where you're really not, it's not in the entire spirit of the whole variation listing, but because other people do it, I'm doing it. And guess what? Until eBay shuts it down, then I'm going to keep doing it. And that is, I have a ceiling fan that I picked up. It's missing a couple parts. It's missing like one of the rings. It's missing a remote control. Now I'm going to be really hard pressed. I'm only into this thing for like $5. So I'm going to be hard pressed to sell this thing to somebody who wants to set this thing up because it's missing the ring. Yeah, you can maybe set it up with the wall switch.
It's missing the ring?
It is a ring that goes into the assembly before you put the lights in, right? That's just not there. I don't know if they bought it for that, but it's a return unit. It's a fairly decent brand. A lot of comps on eBay, and there's a lot of part comps on eBay. So I made a variation listing for that fan, and then all the different parts that I do have. And it's a fan that sells for like $100 on Home Depot. You know that based on the comps that I have like around $290 worth in value of resale value of just parts, from the fan blades to the different parts that go into this fan once you assemble it. And yeah, I think it's just wild that you can go out and buy something that maybe not be complete and make more than if you had a brand spanking new unit.
Yeah, it's wild to me.
So that's working for us, and that's kind of where I'm going to be going.
I can't tell you how many vacuum parts we've sold in the last 2 weeks. It's crazy.
Yeah. And then Alicia says, buyers demand a refund? That's rich. That's crazy. But,
Yeah.
you know, they follow the news. Like, wait, I just got asked to pay a fee that was kind of hidden because they don't show you up front.
I'm just surprised more so because, see, I didn't know this came out today, and John came and told me about it. And it kind of, I mean, unless you're like on Poshmark every day, all day long, which buyers we all know are not, how do they learn about this? How did they know?
They learn once they go to pay for something and they see, what is this extra fee? Why isn't it not? Because people, they'll barter you for $1. You know, like if you have an item for $20, they'll come at you for 15. And if you tell them, hey, let's do 17, no, let's do 16. I mean, and you tell them, no, I'm stuck at 17. They'll say, no, I don't want it.
Yeah.
So people really want to save money, and I don't blame them. I mean, money's tight. Juan, he's one of our viewers who does very well, and he says, happy Friday. Nice to see you today.
Happy Friday.
I guess, girl, you be looking fly?
What?
I guess Jovia says you're looking fly.
Thank you, Robert.
Odessa Chewy.
Chewy!
Is here with us. Thanks for being here.
Hello.
Mike says, buyers push back. I love it. Buyers unite. Sellers too. And, you know, that pushback could have been with less revenue from the buyers when they saw the fees. And they can see the data is there, not the data we have, but they know when someone goes through all the steps about to check out, they see that screen where it's like, this isn't what I agreed to pay. And then they back out of the sale. They're not buying it, right? So all that data caused them within a 2-3 week period to scramble and make a change. Larry Todd, Jenna looks marvelous. Thanks for being here. Ping G is with us. Thanks for being here, Ping G. Amazon Seller 99 says, hey guys, yeah, eBay has issues, but it's still the second best marketplace, so we can have to deal with all the issues and glitches. I don't know. I think eBay's still the number one. In all honesty, look, there's a lot to be desired. There's a lot of things we have to navigate and a lot of processes we have to create to navigate around those things. But at the end of the day, that's who's sending me most of my money. If I'm just being honest with you, that is, they've never missed a payment. Now, there's a lot of things that are left to be desired, but at the end of the day, I'm going there first before I go to these other platforms, if I'm being honest. Copper Cat, by the way, I like the new videos you put on, cleaning hacks, buyer retention, etc. Well, awesome. Glad you enjoyed the content. Something we're going to do more often where, you know, Jenna's going to hold the camera while I'm out there working and just going to just babble, I guess, right? But I think that sometimes the topics
are very
meaningful.
Impromptu.
But I think there's a lot of good stuff on in the topics that we discussed. So what is this?
I don't know. You're getting
your
phone
kinds.
just blows
squirrel.
up all day long.
Susan Arrington, hi y'all. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Susan.
Gail is with us. Nice to see you. And hopefully you're having a good week. But for you. I'll do that one more time just in case you missed it. It's low because it's on our speakers, but it's if they have their speakers on high, it's going to be a lot better. Samantha, hello, John and Jenna. How are you guys doing? Drama on my end. USPS eBay fees.
Oh.
So you got my curiosity. What's the drama? We want to know.
What happened, Samantha?
Semperfi says is in the house. Thanks for being here. Pitco, I guess I'm the guinea pig. Yeah, never hurts to be the guinea pig.
You are.
Jimmy D says, Jenna, finally broke down and bought a thermal label printer. Do you use clear tape across the address to protect the ink from smearing? I have been doing this for years on the laser jet labels. One thing you have to remember.
That question's for me, sir.
Okay, I want you to answer the question because there's something hidden in that question that you need to address. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to answer the question. And no, I do not use tape on the label, for one. It is a non-smearing ink, so it does not smear.
I wish I had a buzzer. Go ahead.
And
go ahead.
You're so annoying. I just want to smack you, like, honestly. It doesn't smear. So I'll tell you that. Don't quit rolling your eyes because it doesn't. Anyway, and also you don't want to put tape over the barcode because when it's getting scanned, it can cause mistakes to be made. Go ahead, sir.
These machines don't have ink, honey. They don't use any kind of ink. It's thermal. It's heat. It's heat generated into the actual paper.
Okay, just because
So there's no smearing at all because there's nothing to smear. Now, if that label gets close to a heat source, it can then warm up and then the label will get black.
Well, the label will turn black, but
yes,
the ink will not run or go anywhere because there is no ink.
There's no ink.
That's what I'm saying.
You're saying the word ink.
I get that, but what else do you call it?
The impression. That the heat impression that's made into the paper is safe. You don't have to worry about that.
You're so
David Kilmer, wait until November 5th. People will buy again. Let's hope that we have some good stuff going on here to close out the year. Jimmy D should have bought this years ago. Yes.
Yeah, they're definitely worth it. I mean, if I had to cut out every label, it would make my shipping much longer than it already is.
Now, I don't know if you bought one of the Jaden's thermal printers, but go check them out. There's a link down below in the description, and they have the Bluetooth ones where you don't have to have, it right next to your computer hooked up to a USB cable. You could set it up to where you could put it anywhere in your room, like a 30 feet radius from your computer or your laptop, and just go over and pull off the label. So if you want to put it on a shelf, you can do that. And a lot of the higher end brand machines are charging like $150 plus. I think the Rollo printer is charging over $200 for the Bluetooth functionality. And this one was very easy to set up. We actually that's the one that she asked me to buy for her. We ended up sending that thing back before Jaden's was even in the picture because it was just a hot mess to set up.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Hawthorne, good evening from Lakeland, Florida. Thanks for being
Kevin.
here. Nice to see you. Pitco says we get the rollout of the GPSR in December and the buyer fees in January 2024. You mean 2025? Because they're talking about January 2025 for the buyer fees. But I gotta say, look, don't be surprised if eBay reacts to this. Especially if like maybe Mercari gets out of their funk. I don't know why they haven't made changes again, but I just don't think it's the right path. Just based on observation.
I mean, I honestly don't know. I mean, I guess it's just because of our own experience with Mercari. I don't know how Mercari stays alive, honestly.
Semperfi's in the house. Sales are slow, but making big sales, so average sale price is getting bigger. Mm-hmm. Beard, I think he agrees that tomorrow's PPP is the best yet. Make sure to subscribe and listen.
Yeah.
Very good show. And I think I titled it, This May Be Our Most Important episode yet. Odessa says charging buyer fees is like charging a customer for a bag at the grocery store. And they do that in California.
Do that in California.
The only good thing about that, if you guys aren't in California, you go to the grocery store, if you go to Walmart, you go to Target, you have to tell them how many bags that you used or you need, and they'll charge you 10 cents a bag. The only good thing about that is for the states that don't pay 10 cents a bag, we get the cheapest ass bags that will just rip. If you put a loaf of bread in the bag, it might rip from having too much weight. The ones in California where they charge the 10 cents, it's pretty good quality bags. Yeah. Beard says, mental alarm going off. You have reached the rant time limit. Well, a lot of that was not a rant. It was actually covering what Liz put out. So it was covering Liz's rant. Pitco, which is what they do here, charge for carrier bags. Wow. We have a ton of these big bags from our mail carrier that they just keep bringing us.
Speaking of, I don't have any. Well,
we've got some. I've got a lot in the garage. They're all together. Let's see. Flipping Goods with us. Thanks for being here. And then David says, I need another platform to sell on. Currently on eBay and Mercari. Is Poshmark a logical choice? It's a logical choice. They're known for clothing and shoes and accessories, sunglasses, belts, things like that. You can sell appliances and household goods on the platform as well. I just don't know if they're, people like, look, I need a new toaster. Am I going to go to Poshmark? I just don't think that people are thinking of that as the first. Now, they might see a deal in a Google search and say, oh, Poshmark, I'll buy it. But, clothing is definitely I would say I would rather list the clothing item on Poshmark than eBay. Yeah. Because there's less competition for that same garment, and you're usually going to get a little bit more money from the buyer.
God, I am pretty lazy.
Yeah, but you're making money, right?
You're making money. I don't want to hear it. You're not that lazy.
My thing is, I don't care, what level you are as a seller. You could be putting in 12 hours a day effort or 2 hours a day. If you're happy with what you're doing, then you're doing good. Mike Sellers says, Ranger says, happy Friday, John, Jenna, and FAE family. Nice to see you.
Hi, Ranger and Mike.
Yeah. Marco Carpio says, hey, John and Jenna, happy Friday.
Hi, Marco. Haven't seen you in a while.
Now, who else is Friday? That's Rhiannon.
Rhiannon says.
Did Rhiannon just hack Marco's account?
No, she comes.
That's a Rhiannon thing. Okay, Pitco. Jenna's turn to rant.
No,
you're not gonna rant.
No.
Okay. Odessa Chewy says I'd be jumping up and down. Beard says Joni ignores me most of the time. I think that's the case. She does her thing. He does his thing. It's just the way it is. Yeah. Josh says tomorrow's PPP is going to be an absolute banger.
There you go.
Brandy's with us, says happy Friday, y'all. Thanks for being here, Brandy. Nice to see you. Big Dre. I watched an episode of Jack Morgan the other day, The Death of Materialism and Consumerism, and it made me think maybe eBay doesn't prioritize young buyers because they don't have money and don't care. And they might, it's a totally different generation, right? We are and I think European viewers, we have a lot. I know UK folks, but I don't really, since Brexit, I don't really consider them European. US, us in the US are really materialistic. It's like, I got to have that thing. I want that thing. I want to collect that thing. I need that thing. I want that item on my table. I want it above my fireplace. And the folks in the EU just aren't. It's like, if I need it, I'll buy it. I don't need to hang on to it if it has no purpose. Now, I'm just saying that in general. I mean, there are collectors of various things in Europe, but it's just a different culture altogether. Mike Gertis says, got to love eBay. Got a defect for an item the Postal Service lost. eBay put on hold for 10 days. I couldn't refund the buyer, even though I wanted to. They step in, of course, trying to appeal it.
Wow.
Defect has not affected sales, which is good to see.
That's good.
Mike, when it comes to certain things, and you're going to find this out in tomorrow's conversation on PPP if you watch, you need to deal with that defect. defects that you receive because eBay says that you did not, they had to step in. Whenever eBay has to step in, then they will ding your account, and it's not a good thing. Jovial says, John, is that a kettlebell on your sure is, and you can just see the result of this kettlebell. It's really done me some good. Juan says, solid week this week. Only Wednesday went below 1,000 with 8,000 for the week. Already registered for eBay seller check-in and the November eBay coupon promo. Get an invite every other month now. That's awesome. Nice. Yeah, be very involved when eBay is sending you stuff. I really think that doesn't really help your sales, but it does get you, the links and stuff that's sent to you. And I could tell you the other account, my secondary account, like for instance, they sent me a coupon, not a coupon, but a deal or an opt-in deal where they will cover 75% of my fees up to $200 for the, and this is a video I'm going to do on this. It's the priority, what is it? Priority listings. I can't even think. My mind just drew a blank.
You're having a Jenna moment.
I'm having a Jenna moment.
Wow. Look at that.
It's it's priority. I know that's the name of it. It's promoted listings priority. What the hell is going on with me? Promoted listings priority. So you have express, promoted listings advanced. You've got promoted listings standard. You have offsite ads, and they're introducing priority. And it is sort of like an in-between between promoted listings standard and advanced, where you're not able to type in keywords with advanced, but you're not paying a rate when you sell the item. You're basically doing it's a cost per click, and you set a daily budget. It's only because they're paying 75% of it. Am I even bothering with it? Now, could that be why I'm getting more sales in the secondary account? Well, you'd think so, but I only have our top 20 items linked to that budget, and it's going through that $7.50 daily budget quite fast.
Okay, so does that mean if I do a delist relist, does that take them out of the? You're choosing certain products.
I don't know. I have no idea, and I don't care. Go ahead and do it. I'm monitoring that promotion every few days. So if it looks like there's no listings there, I'll add some. Okay. Spam says, aloha family, F-A-E-Family. Is that right? Family. Super excited for PPP episode. Yes.
Hello, Spam.
4TP.
Wait.
What?
How's Primo doing? He had his tooth.
He had his tooth taken
out. That's why they weren't live on Wednesday. He wasn't feeling too hot.
So did they do anything with it? Is it removed? So when he smiles, it's going to be like one.
I think it's missing. A wisdom. I think. I'm not sure.
4TP says, I'm fairly sure I know who your guest is and appreciate his content. Looking forward to listening. He's somewhat obscure, but you might know who I'm talking about. But
does he do videos?
I think he does. I don't know his channel though. Sal says, hi, go Yanks. I've begun to slowly switch to flat rate shipping for all items 10 ounces and under, which many of mine are, in hopes of more sales. Any thoughts? Thanks for the listen while I work. We do calculated for everything. So if it's 4 ounces, we'll put a 4 ounce, 4 ounces in there and the approximate size of the package. And it works fine. Were you going to say something? Sound like you're about to say something.
No.
KC New York says, hi, John, Jenna, and chat. Nice to see
you.
Flipping from the trailer says, hi, John and Jenna and everyone.
Hello.
Or Gina. I got Caitlin Bermudez says, had one of my biggest sales. Bought a Jaguar E-Type owner's manual for $12 at a garage sale, and it sold for
$945.
Yeah, manuals are one of those things to look for.
That's crazy. Congratulations.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the yard sales tomorrow.
That's wild.
So I will be
on
the lookout.
Not pay $945. I might pay $9.45.
Well, what most people don't know is there's a manual for almost everything on Google. You know,
Yeah.
it's like if you get an item and someone's asking you, well, I need a manual. Do you have the manual? No, we don't have the manual, but just go onto Google and you can find it. Usually you can, unless it's just an old, obscure thing. Glenda, happy Friday, John and Jenna, and all the FA family. Had a couple of sales this week on Posh and Etsy, nothing on eBay or Mercari.
Nice.
Pitco, yes, I part out a lot of items and I sell more parts than whole items. And you can often do 3x or 4x on what the whole item would sell for. That's just nuts.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. But I do have to say, shipping out these smaller parts make my shipping life a lot easier because you just throw them in a box, bubble wrap them, of course, but
you're getting more items to ship, though. I mean, we had 12 that went out today, 6 on your account, 6 on mine. But let's see. Sal says go Yanks. But he's going for the Yanks. I'm going for the Yanks today, too, by the way. I need to catch up because for some reason
here.
Okay, that's why I was distracted because Duncan wanted to tell me that he can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it. You can do it.
All right. I think we got the point. So, Roman, me and Josh Galt are the most European viewers ever. Nice to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're feeling good.
Yeah.
I am just
you
need to just chill. I'll find my spot. Thank you very much.
Don't you tell me to chill.
Glenda.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bling Factor Australia. Carolyn. Hi, John and Jenna. I also love the cleaning hacks and more short form videos. Being on the other side of the world, the time can be a problem to catch the lives.
Totally understand.
Yeah. Pitco says the very impromptu videos shows the more real side of resellers, though, so full transparency. Yeah. We have nothing to hide except our mess, maybe.
Wow.
The crazy card. Whoa, if looks could kill. I get that all the time, so it's all right.
He's not scared at all anymore.
Roman says, I tried to use Goof Off today instead of body wash and shampoo in the shower. It didn't work too well on the skin. Thanks, John. I think I missed the point not to use on human skin. What's wrong with you? Flippin says, I need some sales so I can hit, and I hit the like for multiple sales. And we want you to do that.
Yes.
Rob Something says, no bags in New York as well, 5 cents per bag. So you get a better deal than in California.
You get a better deal than California does.
Pitco, to be honest, I think eBay will reverse the buyer fee action before that, and the whole GPSR thing has blown out of the proportion, even hitting the press and on TV. To be honest, it's best to just do nothing. That's their whole thing. They want you to put your identity in your listings because they want to make sure you're not scamming people. I don't know. Pitco also says, let eBay decide if your listing is hidden from EU or not. Oh, okay. That was part of your other comment. Mm-hmm. Roman says, Todd is the most hardworking person ever. Even his desk doesn't work that hard. Carla Gracia says, hello from Portugal. Sales are good right now. Barbie buyers are ravenous collectors. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Now, I sold that lot.
Yes, you did.
I took an offer for $75.
Thank God, those things have been around too long.
It was a lot of 53 little Barbie accessory packs.
Yeah.
They're new from that case that I bought.
It's just, do you guys ever feel like you're just tired of looking at something? You know, it sits on the shelf and that's how I felt about the Barbie accessories.
We've got a lot of things like that. Roman says, me and Josh Galt are the most European. We read that.
Oh, how'd you get
that
back
came
up
up
there
again?
again?
No, that came up again. I tell you, it did. Primo is doing great. Thanks for asking. He had prep work done for a tooth implant, but
I think it's spam, but she's in the wrong. Yeah.
So he's doing great, but not good enough to comment on his own stuff.
Maybe
I'm kind of worried now.
Highly medicated.
I don't know. I'm kind of that's the fun, Primo.
Well, so he had prep work done for a tooth implant.
Yeah, well, then if he's on the good stuff, then let him have his account back. Roman Adventure says, I would pay more for the manual if it has special positions and instructions on how long each position will benefit partners.
Roman. Wrong channel.
Rob something says vintage car manuals are great money. Collectors will pay a premium for a good condition original. I picked up a ton in large buy and they move quick.
I mean, I don't get the hype. What do you? I don't.
How did I catch up? It's like I caught up and I didn't skip. Maybe there's not a lot of people watching. I got 153.
No,
There's not a lot of stuff to say. Otnip drop flips. Richard says, hello, everyone. John and Jenna. Nice to see you.
Hello.
Caitlin says, when it comes to the Jaguar E-Type, it is a very sought-after car for collectors. A fine example sold for $1.4 million in 2023, so it doesn't surprise me the original owner's manual fetched that.
Holy shit.
Just like, some of these, you have some of these espresso machines that I come across that are like $2,000 machines to make the same cup of coffee as a Hamilton Beach one for $100.
I don't understand.
It's the same hot coffee. It has the same froth, I'm sure. Why do people spend that kind of money for, I guess there's a feature on it that they're willing to spend all that money on to have, I guess. But the parts on these machines can run a lot more as well. Shannon says, seeing you two makes me feel better. Just had a shitty Whatnot show.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, Shannon.
Don't like shitty shows.
Yeah.
Speaking of Whatnot, we're hoping to not have a shitty Whatnot show, but on Monday, we're going to have our second one after the live. So we're going to have Mike Caparelli here. We're going to have Archie here. We're going to make it a party. And we've got some shoes, we've got some clothing, and we're just going to do our thing, right? Things that we had bought with the intention of reselling, we just haven't. And so it's time to let someone else give it a try. And we're going to put that stuff on Whatnot. And they're going to follow with their own show. So they're picking up stuff last weekend and this weekend just to put on Whatnot for you guys. So
and just know it's not going to be a party. He says it's a party. It's going to be a shit show.
We might have another tortilla challenge.
No, we're not doing that. We're not
because Archie owes me one.
No, he owes you one. All right in the jaw.
Larry Todd, Roman did the goof off. Leave your armpits moist.
Stop.
Oh my goodness.
It's gross.
Salar, Connecticut is also 10 cents per bag, but I only use the reusable ones and I do all the food shopping in my house. So yeah, if you're like, look, I ain't gonna keep buying these bags and what do? Throw them out? You have a hard time throwing them out because you just got through paying,
I think most people probably keep them or use them for other things.
Well, I remember in California when we lived there, when they implemented that, people were getting their own really quality bags that they would just put in the cart, and then they would have them put back into those bags.
It's the reusable ones. But how many times do you forget to bring your reusable ones? That was my problem. Yeah, you have them in the car and you go inside, you do all your shopping like shit. I got the bags in the car. That happened almost literally nearly every time. Yeah. Yates Productions. I'm getting some views on my items. It took forever. Well, good. Keep persisting. You'll get there. Roman says, Todd, I thought with the names such as Goof Off, it'll be beneficial to use to relax, but certainly Body Parts didn't agree with me. It depends on which Goof Off. If you use that one in the can, you might not even look the same. You might not have the same body parts at the end. Pitco says bags are 10 pence. I think you call it pence out there to $1 pound here. Wow. Yates says, I like the stream. Give me that sale. You got 24 hours. You got to have some patience. Now, one thing, I have a question. If Beard's still watching, I don't know if he's still watching. He's probably not. I don't know if he's going live tonight or not. And so I'd like for him to at least comment if he is so that we can prepare ourselves. Marco says, I just got to selling listed an item and sold within 5 minutes. Another in a day, and now slow. Hopefully the like button will work. Yes. I just know that if I get out there and I list, eBay every once in a while is going to play what I call tug of war. I list one, they sell one. I list one, they sell one. So build up your stock. My store has never been over, this year it has not been over 210 items. It is now.
and we're just getting more things listed. Am I trying to build a huge volume store? No, but I'm sitting on a full storage room of stuff, a storage locker of stuff, and I did not get to that this week because I had so much stuff in the garage. That, along with I've been sourcing the place that I sourced, they give me 7 days to bring it back if there's a problem. Well, I ain't putting that in the storage unit. I'm making those a priority so I can, make sure that I can send them back if there's any problem. So I really haven't been diving into the storage room, the storage locker, but I'm going to be doing that here this week. Going to implement, get there, spend an hour, maybe photo some items. I'm going to keep some items there, like that large haul of auto parts. I don't want to bring back, 100 to 200 individual small pieces of auto parts. I'll just list them and keep them there, and then finish the listing when I get home. Land Shark Picker, Craig, is the fake reseller here? Bearded Picker.
We don't know. I think he left.
I think he may have fell asleep on the.
He's
recliner.
probably.
I don't know.
Asleep.
I'd like to know if he's here, but you're here, and thank you for being here. That's awesome. Caitlin Bermudez says an original owner's manual completes a car for some. That's just amazing.
It's just.
It's something to keep an eye out for. We learn these things.
I have never, in my life, looked at a user's or owner's manual for a vehicle.
I mean,
ever.
you get them with your car when you buy them, right? And It's like, wow, I got a new car, but you see how big that manual is? It falls under the DNR. Was it TMI DNR? Too much information, did not read. And it's just, who does that?
I mean, you just start pushing buttons and.
Now maybe watching a video. I just got this new car. What are some tips that I can, do here that I, wouldn't normally know about? But I ain't searching through that manual. Chastity says, cha-ching.
Yay!
It works. I'm telling you.
Need your claps.
Oh yeah. I'm just.
Come on, you're just.
I am
slacking.
slow. This thing is. Look, it's wigged. The Stream Deck is totally wigged out. It
Unreliable.
has my logo.
You're unreliable.
I'm sorry. And I don't think. But I know this. If you've
you
done
don't
it
even
before,
have it on there.
if you've done it before, then
You can do it.
Again.
Wow.
So
that was
good
really
job.
pathetic.
Yates says,
I'm sorry, Chastity, but I applaud you.
Yates says you caught up because your beautiful weight is in a full moon tonight. I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. Wait, I thought we just had the brightest, fullest moon.
I don't keep track of moons.
Days ago.
Heck, I still haven't brought in my trash cans from 2 days ago. So Andy Reno says we all stopped commenting to give you a chance to catch up. Well, that's awfully nice of you. Duncan says, got my store up to 276 listed, tons of sales. Just got another sale from the like.
Yes.
58
Woo!
active bids out of 100 auctions. The rest are buy it now.
Nice.
So how are you guys doing with bids out there? It's a thing here, but people don't really do it as often as they used to with auctions. So I know that eBay Australia is more prevalent than Amazon out there. It's like the online site. So do you find that you get good sales with auctions? Because it used to be you could list an item for 99 cents. I know a friend who would list an item for a penny and the thing would sell at or above market for that item. That was Dwayne. He used to sell them all the time. A friend of mine, Dwayne, he's not a reseller. He just sells, now where he's dealing with a lot of higher end things. They buy a lot of stuff from Nordstrom's and been sitting on stuff that was maybe wore once, and they put it up for a cent, and the bids would just drive it up to, above market. But I just don't see that as much anymore. Caitlin Bermudez says only a true car enthusiast would understand.
Yeah, I guess so, because I sure as heck don't.
We have not heard the clapping sound yet, and I don't think you're going to hear it at all today because, look, I'm just a walking technical difficulty. What can I say? Esteban says hello.
Hello.
Now, Esteban, and I believe you are the same Esteban that came on my live for Mr. Tom, I think. Now, I may be wrong.
Mr. Tom.
Yes, Mr. Liquidation Motivation. And those of you who ever watch his channel, he's actually back with content now. Very, very interesting. Silver Hair Stacker says, Archie again, he is freakishly hyper. Yeah.
Actually, he's really not.
Yeah, last night.
I mean, I guess when you get put into a situation where you kind of have to hype everybody up, he's a hyper.
I felt so bad last night. So Archie and Mike, they come out to watch me bowl. And they're like, yeah, we're here to bet. We want to bet. So it's like a full house league. There's so much money in this league, guys. And I'm like, well, we can, if you guys want to bet on me, we can all like put in $20 for like this side bet called brackets. And it involves like you bowling every game good. So we got in 12 brackets, $5 a piece, $60. And I got in my side pots, didn't involve them. And first game, started off with an open, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm feeling the pressure." They're expecting me to win them some money, and then I just went crazy. I ended up bowling that game, turned it into 258. Plus my handicap, my listed handicap was 282. So I not only won the senior side pot because it's a senior side pot of 50 and over that I might as well get in, right? Beat up on the old people, but the regular side pot I won $390. And the second game, though, so I made it through all 12 of my brackets of the second game. I bowled so bad the second game that we lost all the brackets. So it is what it is. But they came out to support me. That was kind of cool. You can't do it. Sometimes. Roman Adventures, back to reselling. Yeah, got to get back to reselling. Richard says, people buying coffee makers like that. It's a social status for them. Let them keep buying them. More money for us.
Yeah.
Yes, I almost bought another pallet and I got outbid and I didn't want to chase it. It was still sold for only 8% of MSRP, but it had 4 really good machines. One was a $2,200 machine. Only problem is, you get this pallet, you open it up, it could be thrashed, it could already be parted out, it could be brand spanking new, and I just didn't want to chase it with all the merchandise that I'm sitting on. If I had half the merchandise that I do now, I would probably have bought it, or at least gone up to 800. It was a $9,000 lot. Yates says, I feel like 4,228 views is not a lot. Some people have 0 views on their items, so yeah, it's not bad. Roman, back to reselling. I think you put that twice. I think you're doing
Roman,
that to me.
are you doing that?
He's
on
doing that
purpose?
to me to get you mad at me
Yes,
for not.
I think he is.
Jovial says it is also Nevada Day.
It is.
Became the 36th state on Halloween, 1864. State bird, bluebird, and the state insects are the damselflies.
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 Wow.
Are these damn selfies? What the hell are damn selfies, you ask? Oh, okay.
They are the dragonfly's cousin.
Oh, okay. Well,
I sure would like to know.
The state flower is not the bluebird. I'm just going to tell you right now.
Yeah,
if you've lived out in Nevada, it's not the bluebird. It's the traffic cone.
Mm-hmm.
So they love their road work out here.
Oh my God, it's never ending.
Yates keeps gradually lowering the prices. I added charity, but I'm going to remove the promotion. No, don't do charity. You get no money for that.
Yeah.
Mike says in New York, they encourage us to bring the bags back and not buy more, ecology thing. But if you're paying 5 cents, they shouldn't be asking you to bring anything back. You should say, okay, I'll bring it back at 6 cents a bag. So you're making a little money. Goof Off leaves that oily residue. No, that's Goo Gone. Goo Gone leaves the oily. Goof Off is more of a hair gel kind of consistency. The Crazy Card says, admit it, Roman, shriveling occurred. Brenda says, one of the flea markets has plastic bags banned in our area. Sellers can't use them and buyers can't bring them in.
Wow.
So how the heck are you supposed to get your groceries to your car?
What do you use?
The cart?
Paper?
You just
a cart?
It might
A
be
wagon?
like at like Costco or Sam's where they have those boxes, like the produce boxes. I don't know. Let's see. Roman says, hi, Craig. Adventures or life? Yes. Maya is with us. Thanks for being here, Maya. Mike says, decided to go to my local thrift that was selling Harley Davidson stuff. Picked up several items. Winner looks to be a jacket with new tags. Paid $20 for a $500.50 retail price. Guessing I can get $250.
Nice.
Look for those comps.
Yeah.
But even if it's not necessarily the same jacket, it'll give you an idea. Duncan says Roman is feeling great. He took some extra silly pills today. I see that.
Maybe it's the meds.
Duncan told me that if I will keep misbehaving, he will transport me to Australia like a convict in a boat. Roman. We have liquidation motivation. What's happening?
What?
I was just talking about you, Mr. Tom. Okay, I was actually talking with my reselling buddies about your show, and they're like, "Wait, he's back?" Now let me say this: you run a bowling alley. You got to hit me up because I'm a bowler of all these years. I can tell you exactly how to get your bowling alley rocking and what you can do probably starting like next bowling season. That will really help. I mean, I don't own a bowling alley, but I've been in the bowling industries for most of my life. Mm-hmm. King of Kings says TLDR. TLDR. Too long did not read or didn't read. Roman Adventures, Duncan, those pills are all doctor's fault. They prescribed them. Maya says, strangely, I do use the manual for my car. I can never remember the maintenance schedule otherwise.
Really? I remember the maintenance schedule by all the things that pop up on the screen.
I just know, look, every 3 months you should get your oil changed.
Yeah.
We just do that.
And we have a sticker in the corner that tells us when it was done.
Yeah. Duncan, they prescribed the wrong pills. I don't know. What's going on, Roman? I will be like Scarface. Get transported to Freedom Island.
That makes me feel like Roman is coming back to himself.
Well, Andy got a cha-ching.
I love it. Yes! I'll do the clapping since John is...
Yeah, it's stuck.
Slacking.
Dunkin' doctors make very good money prescribing pills more than we resellers by a long shot. That's unfortunate, actually. They're legalized drug dealers.
Yes.
Nicole Smith says, I look at my owner's manual whenever I have a new light on my car.
Nicole Nichols.
What did I say?
Nicole.
It could be Nicole Smith.
No.
But I sorry. You're so bad. Duncan says auctions work for me because I have hundreds of followers. There you go.
That is true.
Brian S says, Mike, that's a good grab. I've got a Polaroid 680 SE ending tomorrow. It'll be a nice ROI. That's return on investment to God willing.
Yes.
There you go. Get that sale. Duncan VR says, send me some of those meds, Roman. They seem to be working for you.
I know.
And Maya says, Nicole, me too. That's what I use it for, those manuals.
Okay.
Beanie, that's Mr. Bill.
Yep.
Forgot his actual old name, but we'll go by Beanie. Mr. Bill, or Bill and not Michelle, but it was Minnie, I think. Midgie, yes. So hopefully you guys are doing great. Yes. Brian S says, what's in the short tube on the right of the slab? The short tube on the right of the slab. It's something behind us, I'm pretty sure. The short tube on the right. I don't even know where the slab is. What do you mean slab?
Okay, Brian.
Okay, you gotta
a little more.
Give us a color. Is it by her? Is it by me? I'm now curious. Caitlin Bermudez, I'm not a fan of the auctions too much.
Oh, the tube? Wait, right here?
It's not a tube.
Well, it's a circular thing.
Oh, that's a candle.
That's a Raiders candle.
Yes.
I don't see any other circular items.
Okay.
Or what's behind him right there. That's a product that's for sale. It's a vacuum.
It's my lightsaber.
You're so stupid.
No, it's for I think this is I'm not sure if this is for Dyson or not, but
it looks like it.
Yeah, there's so many like the outside. Someone will buy it. Mike says, Roman, Archie's sending you a picture for your live now. Okay. Roman says, thanks, Mike. Tomorrow.
Oh, that's right, because Roman's live is tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And they're going to be on it.
Oh, they are going to be on it. So check out Roman's Adventures on YouTube. They're going to have a live stream like he normally does. I think it's like 4 o'clock Pacific. I might be wrong, but that's kind of when I notice it. And Mike and Archie will be on it. Tamara, the artist hair 101. I'm starting to cross list when my eBay store is slowing down. I love it. Now I'm going to Whatnot to start to sell it more on auction there. I love the cross list.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the thing to do. If you have stuff that eBay isn't selling fast, why aren't you cross listing? You know, and I mean, even I guess if you want to mess with Bonanza,
I mean, you're just putting more eyes on your items. And if you're using, you know, we use TreeCat to make sure that we are cross-listed items don't get sold twice or on multiple platforms.
Why does this scare me so bad?
I don't know.
It scares the shit out of me. Excuse me. When the only time that I check my Bonanza is when we do a live and I remember it. And just logging in, I'm just so afraid that someone's waiting for their order for months and nobody's bought from me.
I'm pretty sure you probably, well, I'd hope you get an email.
We get an email, but I don't always see all my emails. It's like a sea of emails.
Yeah, that's true.
3 email accounts that we use. So Mike says, you got it. See you tomorrow. That's awesome. Yates says, there are 2 watchers on my backpack. I sent 15% off offer to get it gone.
Mm-hmm.
Get it gone. And you might have to do more than 15%, to be honest with you. All those people out there, I want to talk about this so bad, but I'll just kind of visit the topic a little bit. How engaged with your buyer base are you? Just want to know what you guys are doing. Are you doing anything special? How many people use newsletters? How many people do the extra things? Just want to know. Just curious. Roman says, Duncan told me that I need to only talk about eBay, reselling, glitches, returns, refunds, pills, and goof off. Well, I'll be watching. So
I can't wait to see it.
I want to see how many times you mention goof off. I don't think you're going to mention it very often, but we'll see. Silver Harris says, picture yourself and say, damn selfie.
Damn selfie.
Jovio says, that's what I thought John was going to say. Backfired on me. Yates was talking about lowering the prices there. We'll see how that does. I lowered prices and removed promotions. The charity is for Western North Carolina search and rescue efforts. You're right, though. I need the money. Yeah. You know, look, guys, there's people out there who are well enough off, or at least their bills are paid, where they can afford to, you know, send money to these charities. I just don't know in the back of my mind. I trust a lot of these charities. You send money, you send supplies, and you don't even know if they're going to get there to the intended location. But especially if you can't afford it, you know, take care of yourself. It's sort of like the whole adage of you're on an airplane, and the oxygen drops down. You know, you want to give yourself the oxygen first before you share it with someone else. Mm-hmm. So, you know.
Yeah, just beware of where you're giving your money to, because a lot of these people, they don't tell you where your money's going. They can say it's going to Western North Carolina, but if they don't show you any of the receipts, it's just like when we go somewhere and they say, oh, do you want to donate to wherever? My answer is always no, because I'm going to donate my money or my time or things to places that I know and I trust.
Like at the casino,
No.
When you're cashing in that $20 ticket, and you have $20.15 on there, and you're in the machine, and it says, "Would you like to donate that 15 cents?"
And my answer is no. Give me the 15 cents. I don't know what I'll do with it because nobody takes cash anymore.
We had a $120 ticket, $120 ticket and 2 cents. And so all of us went to go cash it out because we were done for the evening. And Mike's like, well, I guess I'll donate. She's like, don't donate it. And what did you do with that 2 cents? It came out as a ticket.
I put it in your car. It's in your car.
Okay.
So next time we go to the casino, we'll just stick it in there.
No one's using that 2 cent ticket.
You know what? I don't want to donate to a casino that is making millions of dollars.
Brenda Smith says, I used a canvas tote bag. A lot of buyers use backpacks or wagons. That's at the grocery store, I think. Yeah. Biscuit Butt wants to know from Tom, Liquidation Motivation, about time you're back. I've been in misery since. And I don't know. I want to know so much. I have so many questions for you, Tom. What happened? You went to this like talk show format where you're, I guess at the time you're doing the over 50 talk show about male problems or something.
Yeah.
I just,
How did you go from eBay content and liquidation content to erectile dysfunction? I don't understand it.
it could be maybe he was thinking
It's
about
not a real smooth transition.
maybe when he thought ED, he was thinking about eBay dysfunction, and it. I don't know. Silver Hair Stacker, where's my cha-ching? I always get a cha-ching during the
I
show.
know
The
you
thumbs
do.
are-
You get multiple
yeah.
ones.
You got to hit it. Make sure you hit it not an even amount of times, an odd amount of
Do
times.
an odd number.
Mike Gertis says there are 2 comps of the same jacket that sold a couple years ago for $220.
Nice.
Chastity stole your sale.
Oh,
Um,
I'm sure she's sending you good vibes.
and you
can
can
do
do
it.
it flat by Jenna. There you go. I was able to do it without my broken button here. Roman says we will talk about reselling this time. Yes, please do. Maya says, hey, I don't know if anyone here knows about this, but I have a friend who's working on a business remodeling apartments to rent an Airbnb. He needs a cheap home improvement and home goods supplies. Would buying manifested pallets be a decent option for this rather than reselling? He could be using the items. I mean, if he needs
It's
the
an
tools, yeah, I mean, manifested would be good. A lot of times, like your Home Depots, your Lowe's, and Tom will tell you this because Tom deals with more like Lowe's liquidation motivation. They get a lot of like Lowe's and I think the Home Depot and you get a lot of like flooring. You get a lot of tools where people use it like for one job and take it back, right? They're renting the tools. But it's certainly going to save money on some jobs. I mean, depending on the pallet, it could even be like a bathroom set, like all the different components of a bathroom, so you could save quite a bit of money. I mean, I pick up in liquidation, I'm picking up Moen, Pfizer. What is it? Not the Pfizer, but it's PFISER, I think. Maybe I'm thinking of the drug company, but Fisher, all the other those companies, I'm getting those name brand sinks and faucets for like $5 to $10. So, and that's just me buying individual pallets. I can just imagine the breakdown per piece if you're buying like by the half truckload or the truckload.
Mm-hmm.
Biscuit Butt, you mean you will talk about reselling? Maya says actually said he could resell some of the items he doesn't need, but not looking to make a profit, mostly just want cheaper supplies.
Yeah. I mean, you really have to just scope out the pallet because, I mean, we've bought Home Depot pallets before and gotten a bunch of tools. And like he said, people use them one time and they return them. They're perfectly good. Obviously, they're not new, but they work just as good.
But you're going to pay more for manifested than unmanifested. So if he's looking to just accumulate parts, get a lot of parts or supplies, he may want to go with, and if he has a place to store all this stuff, maybe go with a truckload of unmanifested to get the best bang for his buck. But if you watch Tom's videos, I'm sure a lot of you are going to go running over there. I would recommend it because he's been putting out a lot of content. He's getting stuff on these unmanifested pallets. He's just like, he was sorting for the $5 day toys and like the stuff that was coming out. And it was like, he didn't know what he was getting. Right. And that tells me those are unmanifested. Caitlin says, how long did it take to get approved for the eBay International Shipping Program? I reached all the metrics required 2 months ago and still nothing. I'll try to go to it real quick. Hold
on, before you do that, has the mailman come?
No. Nope. Don't know where he's at. He might have taken the day off. So we might be running here in a little bit to go get the mail sent in. But let's see, going to your shipping preferences. So you go to your name up at the top left on the PC, do the drop down, go to your account settings. You want to then go to shipping
FedEx
preferences.
Hasn't come either.
Shipping preferences. Sorry. And then you'll go over to, FedEx. I left the stuff outside.
Yeah,
Still there,
still
huh?
There.
You'll go there, and then eBay International Shipping should be the first thing. And it'll tell you status, not enrolled, and then you'll just click on enroll. So I'm looking at my main account where I'm not enrolled, and it's telling me that I can enroll. You should have that. There's no reason why they don't have that for you. Roman says, Archie, I finally we'll talk about something I don't know nothing about. That's a double negative. Yates says, I got to start cross-listing this weekend for sure. Got to do it. Those other platforms have no idea. You have no idea on those other platforms that you exist until you get your stuff up. Swamp Picker says, hello, Mr. Mrs. Flippin' Ain't Easy.
Hello.
And actually, he said Miss Flippin' Ain't Easy. So
well, it's Mrs.
Biscuit Butt, I say we just prank call FedEx and eBay reps the whole time.
Oh, God.
Gee, that'd be a heck of a show. Be interesting, though. Roman, Archie, we can ask eBay to call us back. Tomorrow, the artist hair, I use Flip for my cross list to help me with the live cross list and tell me when and items it sells.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you got to make sure if you're going to cross list to use a tool that will delist it. It's not enough to tell you that it's sold. It's got to do the work for you to get it off of your other platforms, because the last thing you want, and if you tune into the PPP tomorrow, you want to avoid these out of stock things. You want to avoid these problems that eBay expects us all to prevent. And that's one of the risks of cross listing if you don't have the tools, the right tool. And there's only a couple that I know of, but the one that we use is TreeCat, and they'll do it. That's one of their first things they implemented. Swamp Picker, I need to do a newsletter. I have a niche, motocross bikes. Oh, there you go.
Oh, good.
Our son-in-law, he's really into that. Mike says 1 year and I'm 0 for 0 on Bonanza. That's okay. Easy setup and just $10 entry. Well, you mean probably 10 minutes of entry. It doesn't cost me anything on there. Duncan says, I don't know. I messaged all of my new buyers with ETA, asked them to check my other stuff, etc., and included business card with everyone. I answer all questions, quickly order. Yeah, that's a good idea. Very good idea. Be proactive. Duncan says, I have 2 big ephemera buyers in Florida. They buy up everything in my auctions. Everyone else has to outbid them. That's good. Maya says, I wish I lived closer to St. Jude's. I would totally work there.
Yeah. I like St. Jude's.
Yates says, so that's your 2 cents. Yeah, that was her 2 cents. That was all of our 2 cents, and she wouldn't even give it to the. I think it said that it would donate it to a charity. It did
not say anything about a charity.
It did say, would you like us to donate this to charity? I believe they said.
Yeah, but what charity? No, I didn't.
It's
my answer is still no.
It's the Hungry Gamblers charity where they feed a hungry gambler in costs.
No, that's a lie.
Duncan,
plenty of homeless people around here.
No wonder Roman is not a mod here. He's troublemaker. Yeah, he can cause trouble. He
once was a mod.
Well, he changed his name, and I think that did it. I'm not sure.
He
timed himself out.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Biscuit Butt, Jenna keeping it real from eBay to erectile dysfunction. Yes. Maya, John, so like he is going to stores now buying stuff like shower heads, window blinds, even flooring and stuff. That stuff could still be usable from a pallet and much cheaper.
Yeah.
The problem is you might be thinking, okay, I'm going to get like 5 bundles of flooring, right? And you might get something different. You might get like some of it, but not all of it. So it just depends. Midwest Picker, worst Q4 ever? Good question. I don't know. I can't answer that yet.
We don't know yet.
EBS is Maya's friend in New England area. Is the friend that's with the, because you might have some stuff that you might want to buy. That's true about manifested versus unmanifested. I recommend manifested first, I guess, so he can know what to expect and take less of a risk. Which YouTuber is it you were recommending? Check out Liquidation Motivation. He also has, and I don't know if Tom's still watching, but he has a Facebook group that he can point you in the direction of liquidators that sell like full truckloads of stuff. Beamy, they are not adding to any new accounts to EISP right now. They emailed me about it when I inquired. Okay. Interesting to know. Maya, nowhere in Maryland, probably could drive to Pennsylvania and New Jersey. He also has a CDL, but doesn't have his own truck now, just a pickup/van.
Well, I mean, at least he has that. I mean, we only have an SUV, and it's.
EVS, hi, John and Jenna and FA family.
Hello.
Nice for you to be here. Thanks for being here. I'm not 100% if you can get a pallet into a Tundra. Maybe.
Yeah, you
Depends on the
probably
pallet.
could.
Depends on the pallet.
Yeah.
We get it. We get our. I have not met a pallet that I've not been able to fit into my Sportage, my Kia Sportage.
Yeah, but a Tundra is definitely bigger, and I believe you probably could.
Roman says I bought unmanifested lots before. It still depends on the company. There are many bad companies, and very few companies send exactly what is on the manifest. Yeah, find out what their policies are, because some of these places, they'll sell you a pallet and they'll pick the good stuff out and say, oh, well, it falls within our 3% error ratio, right? But it's not 3% of the value of the lot. Duncan, woohoo, 950 in sales today and rising. Well, that's
Nice.
awesome. Basket Noodles with us.
Yay.
Hello, Yaha.
Hello.
You guys are throwing me off.
Hello, ha.
Maya says, Roman, yeah, for sure. I was wary of recommending pallets for that exact reason. I told them to go to a Habitat for Humanity first and check them out too. Mike got number 20.
Yay!
Hit that like button. Caitlin, it does not show the option to enroll on mine. I did reach out to eBay and chatted. They sent me an email to inquire about it. I got a response saying eBay was not enrolling any more accounts currently. So those of you who are wanting to be on the EIS, you're going to have to wait. But trust me, I'm not trying to get in. I wonder if I click on the enroll button, if it'll let me.
Oh, let's not try it.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to click on that enroll button, because if that's what they're telling you, it should not allow me to enroll. And let's see, shipping preferences. I don't want to be enrolled in this stupid thing. Enroll. You have successfully enrolled. Opt out.
Oh my God.
They lied to you all. They lied to you all. I don't want to be. Okay, now it's going to take them 24 hours. I just effed my account.
You just messed.
Just to see if they were lying to you. They lied to you guys. They just let me opt in. Damn it. Okay.
Maybe you should
Silver
listen
hair.
to your wife.
190 sales today. I wanted to catch them in their fib. They are fibbing to you guys. I don't know what it is, but if they just let me opt in, jeez, I don't like that. Roman says, true, ha, ha, ha. Basket Noodles says, buyer seller fees all over the roads as the points of sale try scramble mechanisms in lieu of what might be coming. What's coming? What do you think's coming down the road? I want to know. Roman says, I would trust Duncan and Todd more to be mods. Shannon says, I'm an everything seller, so auctions haven't worked, and I've had coupons since I started in May, but no one has ever used it. 130 items sold.
No one's ever used a coupon?
Well, it depends. Like when we made that was it a private coupon? No, it was a private coupon, and we put it out on the packages. Nobody used it. If you have a 10% coupon, for instance, and you offer a public 10%, then no one's ever going to use it. Roman says, Todd, I didn't sell anything as usual, so if I hit the like button or not, it won't matter. Integrity sales. Why is it that I will have 2 days of great sales and then awful sales for a couple of days? I'd like to think it's activity. Depending on what you're listing, I think a big part of it is activity. What kind of activity are you giving your account on a daily basis? Now, that's not to say you have to list on a daily basis, but we've gone on the secondary account talking to you guys about how it's like, well, it's once in a while we'll get a sale, to like we're getting good sales now on that account.
Yeah.
For what we're selling.
And thank you, Rhonda. I do feel a little under the weather. I told him that before we started. I feel very swollen in my throat. My throat is hurting. So I hope it's nothing. Do we have Zycam?
We don't have Zycam.
We don't?
When you run to the post office, you can go pick some up.
I'm not going to the post office.
Basket Noodle says, Mercari, for example, when they want buyer fees, 2 friends of mine who sell an authorized chain were solicited to join. That says a ton. They're trying to draw the core 25 to 35% of sellers at any of these venues that are authorized chains. So why? Well, 1, revenues, and 2, prospect legislation. Ruben says, I got 3 pallets into a Tundra. You just need patience. And we got Glenn's Gauntlet says, hello, John, Jen, and chat. Happy Friday. Thanks for being here. Duncan VR's with us, saying one more $50 sale on fire today.
Nice.
Basket Noodle, take my friend who does Dell reclamation, 0 fees to him compared to eBay are $300,000 a year. Yeah, the lower the fees, the more attractive, that's for sure. SCG Collectibles been waiting 2 weeks now for a sale from John's like button. This is crazy.
knew that's what you were gonna say.
I'd like to see what
Have
you're
you
selling.
not really sold anything?
I really want to
honestly?
see what you're selling at this point.
I
If you're
mean-
selling farts in a jar from like some random guy, it may not work. Duncan says, I don't know which sale was from clicking the like, but it's a sale.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Riska 521 says, question about free shipping versus buyer pays shipping. They want to return something. Don't you have to refund full amount if you don't charge shipping? Is it more beneficial to make buyer pay shipping? So if you have free shipping item, buyer returns it for any reason, could be a remorse return, you have to refund the price of the item, which has the shipping built in. You cannot deduct what you paid for the shipping from that because it's not defined. So by charging calculated shipping or a fixed shipping rate, that's a defined cost separate from the item price, and they have a tab, or not a tab, but a toggle switch that allows you to either give them their money back or to keep it. Whereas a free shipping item, there's no such thing. Caitlin, maybe your account is able to enroll because your metrics were met before the decision to hold off was made. Well, that might be true, but I may have just screwed my sales.
I really
if they're
hope
indexing
you
and undexing my listings for the to have it and then to not have it, I might have just screwed myself up. Basket Noodle, Poshmark wants very much authorized chain for 2 reasons: goodwill and the heat from fashion are versus counterfeits and yeah, they have that ongoing dispute about getting our items listed. Is that?
Yeah, I don't know who it is, but
okay. Well, that's good news. Is what it is.
go because somebody's.
Duncan says, looks like I'm packing orders all day. Happy Saturday. That's a good thing. That's a good problem to have. That's exactly how it is. For free shipping, you have to refund the entire original purchase. That's why I don't do it free shipping. I sell clothing, too many returns. Integrity, I list 12 things a day and I sell everything. Thanks for your help. Well, no, we're glad to help any way we can. Now, we're not listing at a number. In the back of my mind, we're listing at a value. So if I can get $1,000 a day on eBay, then that's kind of what I'm shooting for. Midwest Picker, it isn't about consistency. Do the same work every day, and it is so different. James Helferstay is having comparable sales on his new stores with 1K listings in his 7K store. It doesn't make sense. Well, stay tuned. We might have James on PPP at some point. That's what the rumor has it. Jovial, can't hear it. Jenna, sure hope you don't get sick. Yeah, we're going to get in front of it. If she's not feeling well, we'll just go get some Zicam. That stuff works really good. Sherman has 2 repeat buyers today. That's awesome to hear. SCG Collectibles, I get sales on Beard Show, but that is when this show is live. Nothing today or from Monday's show. Want to know what you sell. Very, very curious. Christopher says, hi, I think you're back. Nice. Sherman says, people get high on farts in a jar. Not this guy. Duncan says, I listed an envelope to Judge Galt in Toronto. Your relative? That's interesting. Judge Galt. Well, Josh's name isn't Galt, by the way. That's, I think, something to do with like early independence days. There's a Josh Galt. His last name is not Galt. Sherman says, do you need a second email for a second store? I think you do. In all the stores I've ever set up, I've used different emails for it, but I might be wrong. Basket Noodle says the legislation fears are global, and here in the U.S., the one most dangerous is the Shop Safe Act currently stalled in Congress. And hopefully that never sees the light of day. It's just another thing that we don't want to deal with as resellers. The crazy card sounds like you stepped in it barefoot and between the toes. Yes. And guess what? We got Craigslist Hunter. The GOAT, Pete, I was kind of wondering if you're going to make the live because he had his live on his district where he was auctioning off a lot of stuff. And like I said, Pete, because I did pick up some of those police patches that he had for sale, I do want a sticker. So please make sure you send that my way. Midwest Picker, some lonely dorks pay high dollar for fart jars. It's just crazy.
That's really sad.
It's crazy. But
people are weird.
Larry Todd, I bought 3 things from Pete today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he had some cool stuff. Maybe Todd was competing with me for some of this stuff. I'm like, okay, there's some stuff I would have maybe bought just to support Pete. Like the Metallica shirt. I'm not into Metallica, but for $5, you know.
You bought a Metallica?
No,
shirt?
I bought some patches, some police patches. But and he wants to hear this again, so we'll play it before.
You can do it.
There you go. That's the message, guys. It's Q4. You want to just, it's, you know, even if you have to work on the weekend, you know, try cross listing. If you're having some slow sales, get your stuff on other platforms, but just keep listing, keep giving activity to your store. Our secondary store, which you guys know, it's a long story of this store sucks, is becoming really, I'd say it's saving the day for us for Q4 because we're down on my main store like 15%. But when you figure in the secondary store, we're actually up. But finding ways to, you know, get more sales, whether it's creating a second store or cross listing, well, that's yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. Want you guys to have an excellent weekend and get to those yard sales. I know we are. I'm looking forward to it. And we will see each and every one of you guys on Monday's stream. I'm not sure if Beard's going live or not. Go check out his channel, Bearded Picker. But if he's not, well, then we'll talk to you guys on Monday. Take care, everyone.
Have a good week. And
weekend?
I mean,